Okay, here's your jumpers with weaves from Saturday. So we've talked about you not making him repeat the weaves, and I mean, you don't have to do what I suggest, but I think it would be a really good idea. And then if he gains like some confidence and he starts missing weaves, like because he's going too fast and he didn't collect for them, then we can make him redo the weaves. But for now, I just don't think you should make him do the weaves. See, he's running pretty good right now because he's happy and he's having fun, but when we make him repeat stuff, and like that, I wouldn't make him repeat that either. I mean, and you did, I don't think you did, but just, so what? You've already failed, so just move on. So this is pretty good here. The rear cross option was really nice, except you're just too far ahead. Okay, so you should have just hung back with him in this space so you could send him to that jump, because see, now you're too far ahead and you have to decel, and then look, you're cutting behind him when he's lifting off. Well, he can't do anything about his jumping effort, right? So all he knows is that you're kind of moving this way, and you have your outside arm up, which is wrong, because what do you do when you want to do a front cross? Or if you wanted to pull him off of that jump, right? You would put up your outside arm. So you're sort of giving him conflicting information there, because you're moving forward and you're expecting him to take that jump, but you have your outside arm up and you're decelerating. So you should have hung back in this space and then sent him forward with your right hand, and then as soon as he crossed in front of you, then you could move behind him, okay? So that's why he slows, and see, he thinks he's going to the tunnel. And then he's like, oh, we're not going to the tunnel. So he slows down, he starts sniffing, okay? Very similar picture from what we've seen before. That was really nice. So you had your kind of both arms, and then you had just your outside arm, and you got out of there. See that? That was really nice. Now this is a little awkward here because you're abruptly pushing and doing like a rear cross on the flat. He didn't like that. Okay? So you probably should have just let him go behind you here and done a blind cross. Or you could have just kept him on your left and just done like a post turn so you didn't have to do another cross. Because what then happens is you're running this way because you have to get around that white jump. So he's going to run this way. And then you push abruptly into him to get him to go that way. And, he might have been looking at the tunnel over here. I don't know. But you running this way does not cue this pink jump, right? So if you had been on the inside, it would have been really easy and obvious. So you run kind of the outside of this jump because you have to, and then you push in and you have got that outside arm up again, which is okay, but it's just the information's too late for him and he had to slam the brakes on, okay? And he didn't like that. And then we have the trouble in the weaves, which I already talked about that. And see how his nose is down and he's sniffing? I mean, some of that is probably just because he's a dog and he's sniffing and other dogs have been there. And this ring, where this ring is, normally dogs can go up there and play and go to the bathroom. So some of that behavior is that. I'm not saying it's all stress behavior, but some of that is stress behavior, the sniffing, okay? And I can't tell which is which, but, okay. And then you pick him back up. He looks good. You get him pushed out there. And this was a good choice for him, coming out here and doing this front cross out here. Normally I wouldn't really like that, because by you coming way out here, you're cueing him to go this way, which you can see that he did. But for him, it's better, because the alternative would have been to send him out to this jump and then peel away, which that he wouldn't have liked that. He likes it a lot better if you go with him. Or you could have done a rear cross up here. But anyway, I think this was a good option. You pick him up, you make sure he's coming. It's excellent. And you're doing a good job there of keeping your eye on him. Really good. You cue that nice and early. It's great. He gives you a great turn. And then here you just needed, I mean, you clap your hands when he's over the bar, but an outside arm when he was right here, and you moving that way would have been all he needed to get the right tunnel. So here he is taking off, and you're still just kind of moving that way. You're not really doing anything. Because in this situation with the tunnel, you have to remember that any motion this way is going to support the tunnel, right? And if he's on a line where he's pointed this way a little bit, then your motion is supporting this tunnel. Does that make sense? So he just needed a little more clue that he needed to make a little bit of a turn there to come to the right tunnel. But not too bad, Jimmy.